Okay, so I'm here with Mr. Andy Chapman, showrunner for Chaos Grappling Championships. He also has a retreat going on very, very soon. He's also an ambassador for Fighting for Autism. So the main reason why I brought you here today was to talk about this retreat that you have coming up, because I came across it and it seems really cool. Where did the idea come from, and can you tell people what's involved in it?
Yeah, so I moved out to the countryside at the beginning of April. And at that time, I was like really busy with like planning for the Chaos show in May. So I had my head down for that, planning matches, putting posters together, all the sorts of things that promoters will know all about. Then suddenly Chaos was over, and I was like, shit, I've nothing to do now. And when I was out walking the dog, like I was always thinking I would love to do something where I could bring people up here, lay some mats in one of the farm barns, and do some rolls and stuff like that. It was actually one of the gym members, Magella, says to me, she says one day, could you camp in those fields beside your house? And I thought, why, what have you got planned? She said, you should run a BJJ camp, like a retreat. And I was like, fuck, that's actually not a bad idea. So I started looking into insurance for it. I measured out the barn to see if it would be like an adequate size for laying mats and stuff. And everything started to come together. So I just sat down with 3 or 4 people, got a wee committee together, and thought, like, we're gonna run with this, see how it goes. We set up an Instagram page just in the hope that we might see if there's interest in it. And like on the first day, it just snowballed straight away. So like, look, there are things, I guess, worldwide. So there's like a Globetrotters BJJ group that run camps in nice warm countries and stuff. And they look brilliant. But we were thinking, why not just run a wee affordable weekend where people can come pitch a tent in the field, do some jiu-jitsu, eat some nice barbecue food, have a few beers in the evening and have a bit of crack. It's so easy. Like the event almost plans itself.
Yeah, it does sound very, and like you said, the thing that really got me was the affordability of it, because it's a Friday night, a Saturday night, and then a Sunday breakfast as well, and you get your food included with all that. And I believe, is it just £100? Is that what it is?
£100 for the weekend. Now, the person will have to bring their own tent, and they'll need their own sleeping bag and stuff like that. But like the food, that'll be like good barbecued food, nice salads and stuff. And then in terms of like running classes and open mats and stuff like that, the BJJ community is so brilliant in the sense that they don't need much to make them happy. Like if you have some mats laid literally in a barn, if you have some mats laid, you have some people to roll with. Well, that's from first day people right through to seasoned black belts. On a mat, people are happy. So the niche market isn't such a difficult market to please. So with that in mind, you can run these things relatively cost effectively and cheap for people, because there's not much to it.
No, it's like that. It's such a simple idea, but such a good idea as well, because like there's obviously living out where you live is quite scenic, quite beautiful as well. Like that, you've got people coming in to teach. Who would you have coming in to teach the classes? Because I'd seen that you said there was some black belts coming in, was it?
Yeah, well, look, all the people that have offered to take a class are all black belts. So William Toomey from Highland Gracie, Carl Casey from Stealth, NA, Peter Doyle from Sub City down in Louth. Who else? With loads of people. There's like some of Dave Weston's crew over in Black Country in England have offered to come over. There's a lot of good level people, and there's good level people coming just to do the camp. Black belts as well. That's at the drop of a hat. I could say, do you fancy taking a class further here, and they would do it. So I'm really lucky that way. That's the people I have confirmed so far. I'm training with Gareth Vaughan on Friday. I think he's coming down to Limavady, so I'm going to bend his ear when he's down. See if he'll maybe do something. Hopefully this doesn't go out before Friday. That's my plan, man. But anyway, in any case, we'll get that. We'll get good people. John Fleming did a bit of videography for me to promote the thing a couple of days ago. I asked him if he would take a session, and he says, "No, I'll take some photographs, but I'll keep at him, and he'll probably give in at some stage. We'll see."
That could be a wager on your upcoming matchup. If you beat him, he has to take the class.
I don't want to put any more pressure on myself for that match. I'll shite myself enough as it is. So I was weird. He was out doing a bit of videography like the other day, and it's like in a couple of weeks' time we'll be trying to strangle the fuck out of each other in Dublin. But that's the mad thing about this sport. Like, you've got your competition matches that's so many minutes on a mat, and then it just seems to be a really good vibe in the community outside that. You know, everybody wants the same thing. They're very supportive for each other. So, and that's why running these sort of things is so easy in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Like, I've been in so many sports growing up, and for me, like, hands down, the community in this sport is by far the best.
I would tend to agree with you between BJJ and then obviously I'm involved heavily in MMA. I've never come across, you're always going to get one arsehole, but like it's very few and far between as opposed to different sports circles, the likes of GA, rugby, soccer. You can have multiple ones in the community. But like that, which I seen it, I thought that was a really good idea. And have you got loads of people signed up already? Like, do you have a cap on the amount of people that can come?
So like speaking to the insurance company that insures me for the gym, they said it would be that we could run it for up to 40 people, which is probably a nice number. You wouldn't want any more than that. It would maybe get a wee bit out of hand. Everybody wouldn't get the best out of the weekend then. So we've probably about half those spots gone now. And we've only had it up for a couple of weeks. So like I'd be pretty confident that we'll get 40 people here. And we've had people actually just before I come on to you there was a guy from Rogers Jiu-Jitsu down in Gosport in the South England. He's booking his flight today. 3 or 4 people coming from as far as Cork in Ireland is probably the furthest place you could come from, right up to the north of Ireland. So that it's really all over. People from England, possibly someone from Scotland, and then all over Ireland. So like it has attracted people with a far bigger reach than I thought it would. Like I literally had this idea for my members and a few people from local clubs. And the next thing, people are messaging from all over. So it has taken off. We weren't sure whether the sort of thing would work because usually things that work have already been done before and nobody's done this. So we were sort of wondering, why has nobody planned this before? But I just think the setting and the venue where we're looking to have it is very, is a big pulling factor as well. I mean, John did that like drone video showing sort of the views. It's absolutely gorgeous, honestly. So long as, and I guess this might be one of the main reasons why people don't run these events in Ireland, so long as it doesn't fucking pish all weekend with rain. That's the one thing that would like really put a damper on it. But even with that, we've got a big, huge marquee, like a 12-meter by 8-meter marquee. It's like a big wedding marquee. And worst case scenario, we could start firing tents into that or anything just to like, like if it is a real washout weekend, but I can't see it being bad all weekend, start of August. I've just fucking touched wood. I've just ruined that now. It's going to rain all weekend, isn't it? We'll see.
No, I can't. Well, to be fair, I don't know what it's like up north at the minute, but the weather isn't too bad here. For about 2 weeks, it was nice. We've had showers on and off of rain, but it's relatively nice now. Like that, I think with the weekend in itself, like you said, you've got the marquee, you've got the barn, you can still all go ahead. And it seems like more of a, like obviously you're going there for BJJ, but you've got like there's so much like just the tranquility, the peacefulness of it, being out, being around like-minded people. Joe, that's really like I said, that's something I'd enjoy to go to, even if you didn't know BJJ. So is that open to people from white belts up, or are you looking for a certain level of experience to become?
No, not at all. We're not looking for any certain level of experience. We have people here who are bringing their wives and kids, and maybe the wife doesn't do jiu-jitsu. I will 100% be down in the tent asking the wife to come onto the mats and give it a go. It's for everybody. It's not going to be some sort of a high level coaching sessions that will be out of people's understanding if they don't really do a lot of BJJ. That's not what I want. What I want is a chilled weekend that's very family friendly. It's a bit of crack. It's very laid back. A few beers in the evening for people that might want to have a wee drink after training. It's not some elite training camp for big high level competition players at all. Now, that's not to say that a high level competition player can't come and get good rounds when they're here, because there's going to be people of all levels, but it's definitely not for, I don't know, like purple belts up or competition players or anything like that. It's very open to everyone.
Yeah, hence the name BJJ Retreat rather than any other name you would have put on it, because it seems like that, like a small, nice holiday. And like I said, the price tag on it is what makes it really, really attractive as well. Because even if you had, like that, you said, your own tent and all down here, I couldn't get 2 days camping. Definitely not in the Republic for €100.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, well, most of like there's not that. The overheads is mainly in the food, and so like we tried to book, or we tried to get prices for porta showers, because like there's 40 people. The one shower in my house won't do everybody. Um, and like the prices were coming back astronomical. For that was like nearly £1,000 for 4 bay showers for 2 days. So what I did was I messaged the local GAA club, which is like a mile down the road, and all being well, they're going to allow us to use their facilities for showering and stuff as well. So like people can go down throughout the day to the GAA club and take their shower in there. Um, if we didn't have the goodwill of the GAA club, we might have been in trouble for pricing them, because the showers are I couldn't believe how expensive they were. But that if we get that sorted, that's fine. And as I say, in terms of like running something for BJJ people, if they have mats and a shelter over the mats, they're happy usually. So they're not a difficult community to please at all.
So as long with all the planning and everything that you have for this, obviously would be a little bit stressful, or it will take some of your time. How much do you think you're going to enjoy it when it actually comes? Because it does sound very, very good, very, very cool, a nice relaxed weekend. How much do you think you're going to enjoy it?
Oh, absolutely, I'm going to enjoy it. Like I've like brought in the right people that do really good work around my gym and stuff. So I know that everybody will be pulling their weight like to make it happen. My parents have already promised me they'd come and do the barbecue and stuff in the evening. So I'm just going to be jumping into these open mats and classes as well, just like everybody else. And I'm actually going to have a nice warm house with a warm roof over my head in the evening while everybody else is out camping outside. So like I'm gonna have as good a time as anybody.
Well, you're gonna have the best time if you're going into a nice warm house, turning off the lights and watching everyone go to sleep in their tents. But, if anybody wants to go, obviously they can get in contact with yourself. You'll put them through. What is the name of the Instagram page? It's
BJJ Rural Retreat. And it's BJJ in caps, I believe. Rural Retreat. You'll see it up in the search engine as soon as you search for it. And then if anybody wants to come, they can lay a deposit down. I think it's like the second or third post. There's not that many posts on the page, so you can see where you can leave your deposit to. I think it's like Revolut or PayPal. I stress so much over stuff like that, so I just say to somebody else, "Go on, you handle the money." Like people give off to me at my gym because I'm so lazy around payments and stuff like that there. So I just let someone else deal with that stuff. I'm lucky, like I'm like a wee spoiled child. People run after me all the time. I don't know why they do it, but I'm really blessed to have like some really, really good people around me, and for some reason it's always been like that. So yeah, they do a lot of hard work around that sort of stuff. So they probably know that I'm a wee stress head.
I'd say that's exactly it. But no, the camp, the retreat sounds fantastic. Obviously, this will be coming out. I can't bring it out before Friday now, anyways. So Garrett doesn't hear. But once this comes out, I'll do up clips, and then we'll just do a little bit more advertising on it. And it kind of brings me to what's my next question. Obviously, you've got a fight with who you mentioned, a fight or a grappling competition against John Fleming. How excited are you for that fight? That's a very intriguing fight.
Yeah, I've been on Grapple Kings like a few times now, and I've been on a lot of invitationals, and it's by far my favorite invitational to compete at. They've always been really, really good to me. Adrian and the team are brilliant. So it is exciting to get on and have a title match as well. I was in like a 4-man for the under 70 title on the last show. This is the weight class below, and that was a 4-man. So I won the semi and I lost by ref's decision on the final. So it's nice to get straight back again because the lower weight would be my more natural weight. It's nice to get back on, but I mean, like I'm not gonna. You have to, like, John's high level guy. Like he's somebody that I've always had a lot of respect for right from when I started. So it's a difficult match, but I mean at the same time, like I'm in my early 40s now. I'm not going to be able to do this forever. I have to take these chances when they come up. And if nothing else, it's showing the younger guys and girls at the gym that, it's all right to throw yourself out there and you aim high and like push yourself, and it helps you to motivate yourself for training and stuff like that. So no, I'm absolutely looking forward to it. I'm realistic about it, but I mean, it's a jiu-jitsu match. Of course, either player can win it. John's very, very good. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, it's an exciting matchup as well. And John, I would know John from around the scene from his photography. He does a lot of photography. He does it at Chaos, I believe, as well, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
he's actually our under 65 Nogi champion as well. So like he's competed on Chaos. He's actually competed MMA on Chaos years ago. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Well, he finished his fight. He's a high level grappler. He finished his fight in about 15 or 20 seconds with about fucking 20 punches to the head.
So well,
So like,
shows he's not just a BJJ guy when it comes down to it either.
I always like if you can go back, I'm sure his fights on YouTube. You can see like it was mental. He just rushed the boy against the cage and just battered him for the shortest time, and he won his fight there. So I know he's a very, very good martial artist. He was a world master champion at blue belt and M1 as well, which is like the best age bracket you could win it at masters. Whenever I was just basically starting, like, so I mean, he was already a high level grappler. And like, it's one of the first things I heard about after I'd started training was this guy from Derry had won the world master, and it was John. Like, and he's done it at every belt. Like, he's won majors at every belt up through like purple and brown belt as well. And like now he's out, like he's a high level black belt competing in majors as well. So hey, we'll see what happens. Like,
It'll be a good laugh. He recently competed against Mighty Mouse as well, didn't he?
he did, man. He gave Demetrius a hard match too. Like, I mean, he's potentially one of the best grappling MMA fighters in history.
Yeah.
And John, give it to him. Like, I mean, Demetrius won and won the bracket, but imagine having that to tell your grandchildren in years to come, that you've had a competitive combat match with Mighty Mouse and you've been competitive in it. You know, John's very, very high level. Like,
Yeah, because some people would consider Mighty Mouse their pound per pound number one fighter. Him and John.
I probably would.
Yeah,
I probably would. He's probably the most intelligent fight IQ MMA fighter ever. Like, if you even listen to the way he talks now on his Instagram when he's breaking down fights and stuff, his knowledge is just ridiculous. I don't know if you've seen that. Like, there was a reel going around Instagram where he was competing in the absolute, and he submitted looked like a bow and arrow or something. Submitted this guy who was definitely twice his size.
Oh yeah, I did see it. The massive guy, and he literally throws DJ at the start, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. But then, like, Mighty Mouse, like, he runs the single leg on him. Like, he knows how to engage in combat against people from all different sizes. They suit him in any range, whether it's striking or grappling. He's a phenomenal athlete.
Yeah, no, he is. And then he had the suplex to the armbar as well against, was it Ray Borg? Was it Ray Borg?
One of probably, like, that would be some people's most exciting finish in an MMA fight. He's got that.
I think that's probably one of the most technical, unbelievable finishes that
Absolutely.
Like, obviously, knockouts are good and knockouts are knockouts, but have the ability to be able to move your opponent and manipulate your body in transition of a suplex to it landing an armbar just seems like something that would be made up on a computer game, not something that a regular human being could do. Like,
oh, he's some boy, so he's class. Like, and as I say, John's got that now. He can carry that for the rest of his life and tell people about it. It's like one of those weird things that some people are lucky enough to get an opportunity like that, and he's had it.
Yeah, no, 100%. So for anyone interested, obviously, in watching your grappling match, where is it? When is it? And will there be a pay-per-view link? It's usually in the Civic Centre in Tala. I believe it's the same again still, yes?
Yeah, it's in the same venue. They normally run a pay-per-view for it. But that'll be on the link to that'll be on the bio on the Grapple Kings page. It always is. And it's Sunday 2 weeks. Is it the 23rd of June, I think? Am I right? 23rd?
I think so. I could check here. But
Because we've got the Irish Open the week before, so that's next weekend of the Irish Open, and then the following week's that match. So that's 2 weeks from this weekend.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's and I've never been to one. I've seen them like that. Obviously, I've seen there was people in tournaments. You were in the tournament, and then there's an open weight tournament, I think, in this one as well, is there? Where I
Oh,
think
it's a brilliant open weight tournament. It's a
Fadipe's
purple
in
and
it.
brown belt.
Will Fleury. I only know mostly the MMA guys that are in it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I've
there's a guy,
seen.
Mark McQueen, in it, who's like a big Scottish guy he's fighting on ADCC now, made it through to the finals. Like he's in that 16-man bracket, so that's a huge name straight away to get in. Anybody that beats Mark McQueen, I think, will win that bracket. Is there anybody that can do it? I don't know, but I think that him and Will Fleury's on the same side of the draw. I think if they both won I could be wrong, but I think if they both won their first match, they might meet each other. So there's definitely some exciting matches on the card. Adrian has this ability, man, to just pull it out of the hat with his matches. He always has really good matches, and he definitely runs a good show. Like, so no, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, even aside from my own match. One of my other students, I don't know if it's been announced yet. It hasn't been announced yet. Leon's just got a match on the card as well. Leon will be he'll be one of my exciting teenagers at the club. Like, he's got a match, so it's good that someone else from the club's on the card as well. I think I'll not say any more about it until it gets announced, but it's a very good match for him.
Yeah, Leon's fantastic. He's like a double champion in MMA and
Yeah.
BJJ, and obviously I know of Leon through you, and he done that thing with the strength versus size again, or skill versus size, wasn't it? Against
yeah.
which he done something of recently as well, up in the gym.
Yeah.
And how did that go?
We had a thing at the gym where it was like athletes and adults who hadn't done BJJ but maybe compete in other sports. They take a match with one of our teenagers. They raise a wee bit of money for charity, and if they catch the teenager, we would have given them £50. Thank God nobody caught any of the teenagers, because it was a charity event. I didn't want to give money out of the charity pot, but luckily enough, nobody did get caught. And then if our guy won, then I put £20 into the charity bucket, and then there was a bucket going around the gym. We raised over £400 for Arc Fitness that day. It's an organisation in Derry who take people on who are suffering from addiction, and they put them through like fitness programs and get them qualified to become coaches in the fitness industry. So it's a really, really good organisation. A guy that runs it was actually in my school. He was in my class at school. So it was nice to do something small for them.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a very, very worthy cause. And fair play to you. You're always doing stuff like that as well. You're always busy. Every time I talk to you, there's a couple of subjects to talk about, and they're always good ones. But one of the other things I noticed was recently you became an ambassador for fighting for autism. Speak to us about your relationship with the subject and how that came about.
It's a running joke in our gym, because like for years people have been like joking about me being autistic. I've never been diagnosed with anything on the spectrum, by the way, but people joke about my personality being very autistic. So I didn't tell anybody about this, and then suddenly there was a poster put up saying I was an ambassador for fighting for autism, and I got such a slagging in the gym for it. But so like a guy who works for the organisation would keep in touch with me. He's my friend on Facebook, and we run programs. There's a group in Derry called Circle Support, it's a autism support group. So I did a 6-week program in there for young people, and it was really, really, it was such a good program. The kids got a lot out of it, and we actually got a couple of the kids joining our gym in Limavady, which is like 20 miles away from Derry. After the program had finished, they enjoyed it that much. So we ran that last year. It was Sam, Logan, and I, the Lashavosky brothers, and I ran a thing there. And then I've ran the Rossmar Special School in Limavady. I've ran movement courses there as well. And then we would have a few people in our kids program at the gym that would be on the spectrum. So I would occasionally post up about those sort of programs and stuff. And the guy who's my friend contacted me saying, look, would you do a wee bit of work for people with autism? Would you like to become an ambassador? And I just said, thanks very much. That would be great. And then the next thing, the poster went up. That was it. But no, it's definitely it's definitely something really good to be involved with. It's nice. Like I was talking earlier on about BJJ being the best community in the world, I believe, like or that I've been involved with, and it's a very welcoming and open community that has got something for everybody, and there's really good benefits to doing it, and there are definitely benefits for everyone, and that's whether you've been diagnosed with something on the autism spectrum as well. Like we have some people in my gym who have had some really good outcomes that would have been on the spectrum just from doing BJJ, and they would tell you that themselves. So I think sometimes people would talk themselves out of going to a combat club to do grappling without even really knowing how welcoming it is and how open and diverse it is and its ability to draw anybody in. So that's one of the reasons why I'm sort of passionate about putting the sport in the situations where it would reach out to people like that maybe think that wouldn't be for them when it definitely is.
Yeah, no, yeah, and like that, I always ask that question to athletes, competitors of BJJ or MMA fighters. What were you expecting for your first time going to a gym, and what were your expectations, to try and show the contrast of what people expect going into a gym? It's usually big meatheads beating the shit out of each other, and compared to what you actually go into, like you said, it's probably one of the most welcoming communities ever, most supportive, and usually when people join some sort of combat sports, they usually keep that circle with them for a long, long time. I think it's like that. It's good that you're able to show that it is welcome, and it is for everybody. Like I said, there's people from all walks of life do BJJ or MMA.
Yeah, and I think that that's down as well to the coach to ensure that a new start will have a good experience. I'm sure there probably are people that have horror stories as well, and that's not to say that there aren't times in our gym where there might be two very competitive people going against each other and having a very competitive, aggressive, hard round. But it's a coach's job to make sure that a new start's not exposed to that they have a positive experience, like when they come to the gym. So it's all about the environment, isn't it? And I think that's a good thing about BJJ is that most coaches that I would know recognize that. They have a bit of empathy for new starts because everybody was a new start themselves, including the coaches. So I think that the sport's blessed with that, and I honestly think it's the same with MMA as well. Like a lot of the gyms that train BJJ are crossover gyms that train MMA as well and striking arts. And any crossover gym that I've ever trained in, I've definitely seen and witnessed those same experiences as well, where people are nurtured properly, and that's important. I'm sure there are gyms that have meatheads knocking the shit out of new starts and stuff as well, but hopefully that's very few and far between. I have never heard any experience of it, thank goodness.
Yeah, no, in my experience, no, I haven't heard anything like that either, but that would just be people's perceptions on the outside going in. Most of like that, when people did speak to me and they talked about the first time in the gym, it was always quite positive and a complete contrast of what they were expecting. And comfortable. Like you said, if you can create the environment, and I can't remember who said that to me recently. I want to say it was Danny McCormick, but what she does with the kids, the youth, she creates an environment for them to thrive, because she said obviously all their training is done at their respective gyms, so she just has to create this environment. But no, it's been very good talking to you. So we have all the information in there. Is there anything you want to say before you go?
Yeah, so just like if you're interested in the camp, just get in touch and we'll get you some information. Feel as well, it's probably important to say again that it's definitely open for everyone. I mean, it's not just for elite athletes and things like that, although they will be able to get something out of the weekend as well. I will be pestering people that are coming with their partners who train to try it. And there's other things happening as well. So we've got a Pilates instructor coming up to take a class. There's going to be a wee bit of hiking up around the mountain. We're going to take a drive down to Broome Beach. So there's lots of stuff happening. There's a fitness class down at Broome Beach. It's not just going to be jiu-jitsu. So there's going to be something for everybody. And if you're interested by it, reach out, because I know a lot of people now aren't really doing the summer holiday abroad thing just because there's been such a squeeze on everything. So like this might be a nice fun weekend for you up here. and you're more than welcome.
Yeah, no problem. Like that, it is, like I said, the affordability of it, and then just the different things you're doing. Like you said, going on a hike, the beach, Pilates class, fitness classes, food, and a weekend of just good fun is what it sounds like. And like you said, a lot of people aren't going away, and it is a relatively inexpensive weekend to have, especially in today's economy. So I wish you all the best with it. Thank you so much for joining me again. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
That's great chatting to you. Thank you so much.
Perfect.